The paleo people want you to believe that fruit and starchy carbs is your enemy because your body just burns through glucose. You can't say that your body just burns through glucose, but then also stores it as fat. Diet gurus use false facts to promote a low-carb agenda. What up, a-holes? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button with the little bell icon so you can be notified of any new videos that come out. Also, while you're down there, give me a thumbs up because that's just the right thing to do. Today I want to talk about carbs. Everyone blames carbs for their problems. Carbs cause diabetes, carbs cause heart disease, carbs cause cancer, carbs. Carbs might be the most scrutinized macronutrient in the world, and as a guy who lost a lot of weight on a high carb diet, I've come to realize how the food industry and diet gurus use false facts to promote a low carb agenda. To be clear, carbohydrates can be anything from birthday cake to papaya. So when you say no to carbohydrates, you are throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You're saying no to birthday cake, but then you're also saying no to all the nutrients you get from things like fruit. And this can have a devastating effect on your health. But then the low carb people will turn around and push high fat diets like the paleo diet. The paleo diet is pure marketing. They use this caveman diet imagery to convince people that it's okay to eat a high fat diet. It's okay to sit down and eat a cheeseburger with bacon because it's high fat, that's good for you. Or take some butter and pour it over your vegetables or put it in your coffee. Because it's high fat, it'll put you in ketosis. They want you to believe that in order to burn fat, you need to take fat. Does that make any sense? That doesn't help you burn fat, that just makes it worse. Sure, you'll hit ketosis and get the weird ketosis buzz, but your constant intake of saturated animal fats is contributing to the death of beta cells in your pancreas, which is responsible for releasing insulin, which can contribute to the formation of type 2 diabetes. The paleo people want you to believe that fruit and starchy carbs is your enemy because your body just burns through glucose. No, it doesn't just burn through glucose. Your body uses glucose and converts it into glycogen, which can be stored as energy for use later on. This is specifically why endurance athletes carbo load and not protein load or fat load. The night before a big race, they'll sit down and eat a big bowl of pasta and potatoes. They won't sit down and eat a bacon double cheeseburger. You can't say that your body just burns through glucose, but then also stores it as fat. It's either one or the other. You can't throw a piece of wood into a fire and then grab it and store it in your closet. And then you open it up and you can't store it because there's other half-burnt pieces of wood in your closet. That's crazy. And then you get articles like this that say something like, and I quote, "Our body handles fructose the same no matter where it comes from. Fruit, honey, agave, high fructose corn syrup, table sugar. Oh really? You think eating too much fruit can cause a potbelly? I promise you this didn't get like this by too much grape consumption." Someone offers this poor guy a bowl of grapes. He's like, "Oh, I really shouldn't. I'm trying to cut back. I got a wedding coming up and I'm trying to squeeze into a tux. Thanks, but no thanks." This article is making the same mistake I see every time one of these paleo, low carb, keto, CrossFit Dr. Bros tells you to stay away from fruit. They're quoting science, but in the wrong context, specifically to fit their publication bias. When they tell you to avoid fruit because of the sugar content, they're quoting science that shows that sugar actually does add fat, only when it's independent of the actual fruit itself, i.e. high fructose corn syrup. 3 tablespoons of sugar in a bottle of Coke is completely different from 3 tablespoons of sugar in a mango. The phytonutrients and fiber found in fruit has actually been shown to blunt any spikes in blood sugar. The author's also trying to scare you into believing that the sugar found in fruit is responsible for gout, when in fact, fruit has been shown an effective treatment for gout. But the high-fat diet has always been here. Before the paleo, it was the Atkins diet. People want to always be able to rationalize their consumption of fats because people love fats. And sure, you can lose weight on a low-carb, high-fat diet. It happens all the time. But you won't be healthy, your brain won't work right, your bones won't work right, your blood won't work right, you'll have a high risk of heart disease and diabetes and cancer, and eventually you will go back to carbs because your body needs glucose. Your cells need to use the glucose to convert into glycogen for energy. And if you go for a long time without carbs, you will crash. You will relapse hard on carbs, because much like an insulin spike and drop, your body is craving so many carbs that the only thing that will do will be the processed shit carbs you find in things like cake. Take a guy like food science journalist Gary Taubes, who promotes the high-fat, low-carb diet, even goes so far as to say that if the body is predisposed to store fat, that fruit will make the problem worse, not better. And Gary should know, he's a promoter of the Atkins diet. He actually says this is the holy grail of health. Not sure if anybody's told Gary, but Dr. Atkins sort of kind of had a heart attack, most likely caused by the very diet and nutrition that he was promoting. But he looked amazing in that casket. Again, Gary Taubes is just another example of confusing the fructose independent of fruit versus the sugar in fruit argument. The funny thing is, this guy promotes an Atkins-friendly high-fat breakfast full of eggs and sausage, yet his own wife refuses to feed their kids this diet. That's pretty cold, bro. And I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments, what's your experience with the Atkins diet? Do you go high fat, low carbs, low fat? Have you lost weight, gained weight? Are you a fat piece of crap? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Also, if you haven't yet already, make sure you hit the subscribe button with the little bell icon. Give me a thumbs up. Check out the other videos on the channel, and I'll see you next time. I love you a-holes. Holistic out.